This is a story of the future, when everything is modern and advanced. The things around are AI for humans facilities that will assist humans with everything. AI, or artificial intelligence, which is an advanced technology made by computerized systems. As the robots used to do all your tasks, they are able to do all this because they are machines that work like robots. No matter what the task is in human life, they will make it possible. Now we see a girl, the main character of this story, named Rachel, in this advanced world. Everything in her house was checked by AI, who checked the whole house, and even Rachel, who told her that everything was fine and that her health was also fit. After it, Rachel gets ready for the office. When she goes to the office, we discover that she is also a worker for a company that makes AI machines. She has a good post. We see her husband at home, who is a scientist who researches plants and grows them, but because everything is advanced, that's why his task is also done by AI. Rachel's husband has planted many plants in his house with the help of AI and has made a greenhouse. He was free because of AI, so now he starts teaching at a college, but he wasn't habitual in this advanced world. He was habitually doing his tasks on his own and doesn't feel good when AI does his tasks. Rachel was in another office, and a meeting was going on, and she told everyone that her team had made another AI. It is similar to an eye in that it is now learning from people to think and make decisions since, in the future, it will work for people as an assistant or advisor, giving humans guidance in any good or negative way. A worker becomes surprised to hear this and says these are all the tasks that should be done by humans. If AI continues to do all the tasks instead of humans, they will take humans' place and do humans' jobs. The humans will be totally free. What will we do then? Unemployment will rise. Hearing this, the senior says nothing like this will happen. They are made to help us, not to replace us. The humans will remain in their place. Rachel was going to her office when the meeting was over and her boss called her. She says you have been working well for the last 2 years. We are thinking of promoting you. But before promotion, we want to know about your family. Are you planning to increase your family? Means to get a baby. Rachel becomes astonished to hear it. What is the concern about the promotion of having a baby? She says no, we didn't think about it yet. On it, her boss says I asked this because our company is getting benefits from you. You are doing well, and I don't want you to take vacations when you plan to have a baby. It is important for you to be regular at work, but we also have another solution if you want to plan a baby. Saying this, she gives her contact number for an artificial womb center where babies are delivered artificially. Rachel goes to the center and becomes happy to know and watch everything because now she also wants to be a mother. She also writes her name there because the artificial womb isn't available all the time but is arranged on orders from a family. The next day, Rachel gets a call from the center, and she is told that an artificial womb is arranged for her. Hearing this, she becomes happy because now she will have a baby. Rachel's husband was in the college and plucks a fruit from a tree for students to eat, but none eats it because it grew on the tree naturally, not because of AI. Here, we understand that they are so lost in AI and forget nature. Rachel tells her friend about the artificial birth, and she becomes happy to hear this and decides to party, but Rachel says I didn't tell my husband about it because he believes in getting things naturally even in this advanced era. He doesn't like to get things like this because he believes in nature. She was thinking this but then decided to visit her doctor. He was none other than an AI doctor and was looking like a huge eye. Rachel asks, how can I get a baby through an artificial womb? Because my husband wants all this naturally, he wants me to get pregnant and deliver a baby. The AI doctor says to make your husband understand because there is nothing natural in this era. It shouldn't matter to you that the baby is born, just celebrate that you are going to be parents. After it, Rachel decides to tell her husband everything. She moves to talk to him when he returns home in the evening, but she finds her husband worried, and he also tells Rachel his problem. Today the students didn't eat the tree fruit, they don't know what time has come, the people moved far from nature. Hearing this, Rachel changes her mind and doesn't tell him anything for now. She goes to the womb center the next day, and there are many other ladies. Meanwhile, the womb center's head, Linda, comes and says we opened this center because of the low birth rate, and we want to help ladies while inventing this way so that there will be no problem with baby birth. Saying this, she shows them a pod capsule that was looking like an egg. the baby will be inside it and will grow within 9 months. When the time of baby birth comes, the pod capsule is given to his parents. Later, she says to connect to the baby while talking to him or by singing a song, and can also try to kiss. Further, she explains how to feed the baby, and now that they are parents, they can take the pod capsule home. The purpose of telling them this was that the whole process is the same as in real life, so there is no need to panic. Linda asks Rachel to pay the fees if she wants to continue this process, but she says, I need some time for this so that I can talk to my husband. After it, she makes her mind and tells her husband everything while reaching home. She needs a baby through an artificial womb because she wants to pay attention to her career and can't have a baby naturally. Hearing this, her husband feels bad because he was against this method, and secondly, Rachel has taken this decision alone. She says, I am compelled because this is connected to my promotion. They start arguing on this. Then Rachel controls her anger, apologizes to him, and says, we should meet one of my friends because she too had an artificial birth. We will also do it if everything is fine for her. Her husband agrees. They reach Rachel's friend home, and her friend's husband starts making them understand how they can carry the baby anywhere in the artificial womb. Seeing this, Rachel's husband feels strange. Then he comes home and tells Rachel, I can't make this decision in a rush, at least. It's the matter of a baby. Rachel says, talk to my AI doctor, it will tell you right. On her behalf, her husband talks to the AI doctor, but he gets into an argument, so he leaves. At night, they talk about the effects of the advanced world on humans' lives, saying that humans don't do anything because of AI, and like this, they will become lazy. Rachel's husband realizes this at night and says, I know that you are doing all this for our family if you are happy with the baby's artificial birth, so I agreed to this. Finally, he agrees with this. The next day, they go to meet Linda, and she says, if you want a baby boy, we need more help from you, which means you both have to give us something from your body, but Rachel says we don't necessarily need a boy, whether it will be a baby boy or girl, we will leave this to nature. After it, the birth process of their baby starts, and they are shown this on screen. Everything was fine. They will get the baby after 9 months, and they will be happy thinking about this. Now Rachel tries to connect with the baby through the app told by Linda. She sees a few weeks have passed, but the baby's growth isn't much, and she becomes worried. At night, she sees a dream while sleeping in which she sees that she is pregnant and has delivered a baby, but that wasn't a baby but an egg. This dream seems strange to her, so she tells her AI doctor, it says your dreams mean that you are going to be a mother in real life. Otherwise, dreams aren't connected to our real lives, so don't pay much attention to them. Now 6 weeks have passed, and they see in the womb center that their baby's heart is beating, which makes them happy. Then Linda allows them to take the pod capsule home to get attached to the baby. Reaching home, Rachel's husband sees his baby on the screen for the first time and realizes today that their baby is coming, and he becomes happy to be a father. He starts connecting with the baby. He tells him stories and takes him to his greenhouse, but Rachel couldn't connect with all this because she was feeling that she would lose the feeling or emotion of being pregnant while having a baby like this. She sees a pregnant lady when she goes to take a bath in the pool. She places Rachel's palm on her belly and realizes how a pregnant woman feels. Seeing her, Rachel feels good for her, but now she is regretting her decision. They go to the womb center to get more training about their baby, and they see that a few young kids are brought there. They were studying but were not writing themselves and were asking the AI robots to write. The robots were writing, and seeing this, a few of the parents were surprised. Meanwhile, a boy standing there asks that his nephew was born through an artificial pod, but there is a strange thing that he didn't dream of until today. Linda says yes, this is from our side. We have put limitations on a few things for those babies so that they will not do those tasks, but soon we will remove those limitations. Rachel used to stay worried all the time, thinking, did she make any wrong decisions? This was also affecting her job. The work she was doing before while inventing her AI has slowed down. This can also be the reason for her loss because her boss gets this report, through which it seems like someone is passing time or doing hard work. Rachel was upset that her husband was connected to the baby but not her. Now, to get their answer, they go to their AI doctor. Rachel tells her problem, but because it was an AI, it couldn't understand human emotions. What does it mean to connect with someone? That's why it says I think there is something wrong with the baby, so I should treat him. Leave the baby here for a few days so that I can get connected with the baby and try to understand why this is happening. Now they understand that it is an AI, so it doesn't understand their emotions and doesn't have our answer. Thinking about this, they leave. Rachel's husband says there isn't anything to worry about, just spend time with the baby, and then you will get connected. Thinking this, Rachel ties the pod with her belly, then goes to the office like this, but she forgets that a pod is tied in front of her and mistakenly collides in front. On this, all the seniors were looking at her like she had made a major mistake. After a while, Rachel's senior says you should leave the pod at home and shows her a cupboard with so many pods. There were the babies of the workers of this company, and the senior placed Rachel's pod here, saying that everyone comes to the office to work, so mothers have to keep their babies far away. We don't need mothers who don't pay attention to their jobs because this office is also an AI, so there is no value in human emotions. After a couple of days, they have to bring their pod to the center for a checkup. One day, Rachel again sees a dream in which she is holding her baby and is wandering in the sand near the seashore. She hugs the baby and feels good because of this emotion, but then she wakes up, and she understands that she is also connecting with the baby, and she will have to take help from nature in this. She goes to the greenhouse she made in her house and starts smelling the trees, then she brings a pot inside. Her husband feels good when he sees her doing this. Her boss once again stops her when she is going to the office and starts asking, "What is the matter? Why has the work slowed down from your end? You are slow in inventing AI. Is your baby fine? Or are you upset because of him?" Rachel feels strange hearing this and understands that her boss will never be happy with whatever she does because she needs such robots in human form who do work all the time while placing their emotions aside. The time passes, and their baby is now 8 months old. They were happy and asked to take the pod home to spend more time, but Linda refused, saying that this isn't possible because we train babies' brains and bodies after this stage. Actually, we also do research here, and for this, the data is taken from the baby's brain, which will be helpful in our research. Rachel gets shocked to hear this and says, "But I didn't agree to such training, and how can you do this with my baby without my permission?" Linda says while smiling that all this was in your contract that you signed. It was written clearly that we also do research here, and now we will not allow you to take the baby because we deliver the baby a few days before time, which means he will be taken out of the pod after his birth. We need pods since we have a long list of ladies waiting for their turn to give birth. Now they have to agree even though they don't want to. With the passage of time, Rachel understands that all this was a trap. This was to trap her. She was asked to have a baby artificially for promotion because, in this way, they will do their research and their company will get funds from the government and other companies. They come home and are sad, but her husband will not stop. He comes to the center and secretly picks his baby's pod, then takes it home secretly. Now they were happy to get their baby back, but this night, Rachel sees a dream in which her baby is born, and she is shopping in a mall for her baby. She wakes up and says to her husband, "I do agree with you. I also don't want my baby to grow up in this world, but I want to grow my baby up naturally as well as you want." They decide to go to their village house far from the city. Everything is still natural there, but before this, her husband goes to talk to Linda for the last time. He says to take more money from us, but the baby should be born after 9 months, but she refuses. That's why they think it is okay to move to the village house and start the journey the next day. It was a long journey, and they enjoyed it. Later, they reached their village house and spent a few days here. Now that 9 months have passed, they see the baby is moving upside down in the pod. This makes them happy because the baby will be born at any time, but suddenly, the pod system turns off that night. Rachel gets panicky, but her husband relaxes her. "Don't worry, this pod keeps on working for 2 days without energy, and the baby will be born at any time." The next night, when they were sleeping, suddenly, voices came from the pod, which meant it was delivery time and the baby would be born and would come out of the pod. For this, they had to insert a code that they didn't remember. Rachel becomes worried, but her husband uses his mind and carefully breaks the upper part of the pod and takes out the baby. They are happy to see the baby because it was born safely. This was an emotional scene, as they were crying because they had finally become parents today. They had a son. Now they are attempting to live their lives as they did before the advanced world, without machines. After a few days, Rachel packs the pod and sends it back to the center. The family was finally complete, so they lived contentedly in the splendor of nature, away from advanced technology. This concludes this movie. Thanks for joining our cinematic journey on Review Time. If you enjoyed our movie recaps, reviews, and quick insights, don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell, and join the conversation in the comments below. Until next time, happy watching.